Hey there, how are you doing? So this week I'm actually continuing the theme of last week. And last week we talked about editing software. This week I'm going to talk about software to record your screen. So when I started recording my screen to be able to give my online courses, I tested a lot of software, including very famous ones like Camtasia and stuff like that. And I ended up liking my favorite one ended up being OBS Studio. OBS Studio is a free software. You can contribute to their project if you want to, but you don't actually have to. You can use the software for free. And is a software that was created for streaming your screen for gamers. Okay, so when you go look for tutorials, you find mostly tutorials from gamers. I actually watched several hours of several tutorials for gamers and ended up having to summarize what I needed as an online tutor, and that's actually going to go on my course because the course I'm making is actually about that: OBS, Premiere, After Effects, Audition, a bit of Photoshop and Illustrator, but mainly OBS and Premiere. And it's actually that the summarization of what's needed for creating online courses from a software that most explanation is for gamers, is for streaming, because the software was created for streaming, but it's a really good software for us, not only because the software is free, but because I'm going to show you here. Right now you have here the page of the obsproject.com where you can come and download for any system and you can see all the options. But I'm going to show you right here my OBS working. This is the OBS that's actually working, that's recording the screen right now. And you can see here that I have these sources. I have my two screens. I have two screens. And if I hide and unhide them, I can change quickly from one screen to the other. That's really great. Another thing I have is these scenes here, because that's how OBS works. OBS works with profiles, scenes, and sources. You set a profile with your settings, and you can set different profiles with different settings, and then you set your scenes, and in each scene you set what you're going to record. If I'm going to record my screen, if I'm going to record a separate window, if I'm going to maybe have a video file that's going to play, if I'm going to record myself, if I'm going to record my camera input to the computer. And you set scenes, and you can set however many scenes you want. You see that I have all these scenes for different occasions, for different stuff. A different scene for when I'm creating my course, a scene here for when I'm creating the tip of the week. You can see that I have my audio input here, and I can have multiple audio inputs and record each audio input in a different audio track. My video file, my recorded video file, can have several tracks, each with one of my audio inputs. That's really good. I really like that. I haven't seen another screencasting, screen recording software that allows you to do that, and I think that's something really great. I also have different profiles. So here you're seeing a profile that has an HD resolution, but actually when I'm capturing, I used to capture my camera and my screen all on the computer instead of separately, instead of on my camera, instead on my SD card. I would capture everything together. So what I had was a profile that was twice the width. So I had my camera and my screen one next to the other, and I used a converter, and this AJ converter, but this broke. And despite the fact I was within the warranty because I live in Brazil, I wasn't able to fix this, so wasted money. But anyway, you have all these options, and again, this isn't just for recording. This was made for streaming, so you can stream and record at the same time, and you can have the studio mode where you change scenes with transitions and stuff like that. That's really good for streaming, for making lives. So I really like the software. I really recommend this software. I started creating online courses back in October of last year. Okay, so that's a year ago, and I tested several softwares until I found OBS in December, and since then OBS has been my software, my screen capture software, because I love OBS. So I really recommend OBS. So I hope you like this tip. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can get new tips and will know when I launch new courses. When I launch this editing course that's going to be in English, I'll put a link here in the description. And I'll also launch a video for the launch, announcing the launch. So if you subscribe to the channel or you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get notified when the course is up, okay? So I'll see you next week. Be here. See you then.